So I wanted to say something real quick before I forget about it because I'm forgetting my ideas when I get home. Words. I had another problem with that love word the other day. Somebody saying it who doesn't know what it means, and I'm going to use the word love as the prime example because what's happened over time, especially with the younger folks, is I believe that they are like a word like love. It's overused, and when you overuse something like that, you cheapen it, you weaken it. It doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean, because you can't love everybody. Nobody does. You can't just say love and have it mean anything. Um, and if love is real, then it would be truly rare. Okay. So words like this, they're being cheapened. The first word I really remember the kids, the younger people using inappropriately was amazing. Everything was amazing. They watch something on TV, it's amazing. Now, amazing is really supposed to be magic, like maybe you go see David Copperfield and it's amazing, or you see a sunset with a rainbow on it and that's amazing. Amazing is supposed to be really something, or Evil Knievel or something like that. Nothing regular should be amazing. Maybe a movie can be amazing once every 10 years. You know what I mean? So, after that, and the younger folks, I've been noticing sometimes, like, if you say something on Twitter and you just say it, you get attacked and you end up in a fight, and sometimes it's a kid, and you can tell it's a kid because of the way these kids, and they don't use words right. They don't use a lot of words. So you're talking about something, you're saying something, and you're using a detail or nuance or something, and you're using a word that may have double meanings, and they only know one meaning, or they only know a very basic meaning. So, give an example. Say there's a color, and I'm not saying they would do this with colors, but as an example, say somebody wanted to say that there was a drapes over there that they liked, and one person said they were aubergine or orchid, or you know, um, you know, and then there's another drapes over there. The person's like, no, I like the lighter one because I like lilacs and lavenders. I don't really like the darker colors, you know. But imagine somebody else comes in with limited vocabulary and he's like, I like those purple drapes, and I like those purple drapes, and doesn't distinguish between which one. And then the friend says, okay, which one are you gonna get? The purple ones. Well, which one? The purple one. I told you, the purple one I like. You know, and I believe that kids are now, or people, whatever, are now taking us down to just purple. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of words we can use. We can really get our point across. We can have a conversation. We can mean things. But people are bringing everything down again to the lowest common denominator, bringing things down to the simplest form, and sometimes the inaccurate form. Even in terms of, I grew up, well, I didn't grow up Catholic. I was Catholic as a kid, but I didn't really do all my Catholic stuff till I was an older kid in high school by choice, like confirmation and communion, all that stuff. I did it after everybody else. And it was my decision. But I went to mass all the time by myself. I didn't need to be told to go. And when I moved away from home, lived in New York, I went all the time. And the mass was a certain way. So people go through things, and there was a good chunk of time, more than 10 years, where I just didn't go to church. I had issues. And not those ones, different ones. And so I went back with my mom one time before she died, and they had changed all the words to the prayers and stuff and the responses, and I was like, what is this? I didn't like it at all. And I'm actually hearing an echo in here before I even watch this tape, so if there's an echo, I'm sorry. I'm wondering if it's the way I place something. Anyway, so Yeah, they changed the words. And I was trying to be a good person, trying to go back to church in the last couple years, and I through the pandemic, watching it on TV and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't participate because I cannot get over the fact that it doesn't mean what it used to mean. They didn't just change it to a better translation. The words changed the meaning of these things. You know what I mean? And words matter in that way. I know people like to say words matter in terms of, oh, if you say a word, it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, so you need to be fired from all your jobs and be canceled. No, but I think words have meanings, and I think we're getting away from those meanings. And if you say love, or you're doing I'm trying to think of an example in church. Let me pause this before I think for too long. Okay, there's a few things they say. There's one thing they say where it's like one in it used to be one in being with the Father in the middle of the thing, and now it's consubstantial. And I just that drives me. That was the first thing that drove me nuts, and it used to really get on my nerves. And I was like, I can't say this, not because I can't pronounce it. I just think it's ridiculous. It's like somebody, oh, I want to make a better word out of it, so let me change it. And then, but there's another part where it says, talking about God. It is right to give him thanks and praise. That's how it used to be said. Now it is right and just. You can see how those two things are completely different. And that everybody goes along with changes like that. It drives me crazy because it's like it means something else. And I'm like, I finally got to the point where I'm like, I can't keep doing this because my brain scrambles on what I'm supposed to say now and what I used to say, and I'm like, it's not the same thing. You know, there's a boom car, of course. Um, so as I'm thinking about it, as I'm looking at this, I'm rereading 1984, and I'm like, yeah, I've been noticing the media started to change the meanings of words. I've noticed stuff like that, and it's not like, of course, racist. I already brought up what does racist mean anyway. Like I said, when I was a kid, racist really meant you were a serious racist, like in the Klan. Now, racist, they throw around racist to mean everybody, everywhere, whoever maybe almost said something or maybe almost thought a thing once. And so these words, especially the kids when they start yelling and arguing you on Twitter, it's because they're corrupting what words mean. They're corrupting the definitions, or in some cases they don't even know the definitions, and they're yelling at you because they've all agreed to be stupid about what certain words mean. And we're losing something. We're losing in intelligence. We're headed down that path, you know, where you regulate words or you change words, and the powers that be, the people behind the scenes who run everything, they're the ones who are having this happen. Um, it's a problem. And as somebody who likes to tell the truth, and the truth is important to me, and the truth is not always pleasant, and I'm not going to say love and light, even though I consider myself a spiritual person, and I try to think about these topics all day. Like I said, you can't have the conversation. You can't talk about anything important. You can't talk about gender. You can't talk about race. You can't talk about anything because your words are going to go down in cement. And then at some point, people are going to come back and point to that and say, this person said this, and they're going to interpret it by the new meaning that they've come up with 5 years from now. And it's going to mean that you're something, and it's going to mean that you said something that you never said. And it's not okay, and people need to take language back, and intelligent people, teachers, people who know better, whatever side of the political spectrum they're on, they need to start standing up and saying, you know what, language is taking a hit. It's causing us to become mentally stupid, and the common conscience, the common consciousness is getting stupider as we continue down this path, and we need to take back words and learn them the right way and use them properly. And even if we dislike someone, we need to stand up for them when they're being attacked because a bunch of dolts don't know how to interpret the word that they're using quite correctly. So that was something I was thinking about, and I'll probably my brain gets scrambled when I hear boom car, so I probably left something out, and I'll probably have to redo something about this later on. Anyway, later, taters.